What is up, everybody, NC?
JC, and
we are back with a live reaction on WrestleMania's video that they did called WrestleMania 41's Biggest Problem. So we're going to take a look at what they feel is the biggest problem. I assume they're not even going to blame Triple H, but let's see what they have to say.
The WWE as a pro wrestling business is booming. And if you need reminding of this, don't worry. WWE, specifically Triple H, will remind you directly every week on Raw and SmackDown. The WWE boom period started around 2022, with WWE's Bloodline storyline receiving rave reviews, combined with Vince McMahon being forced out of the WWE. It was, in essence, the...
Oh, well, who made the Bloodline storyline? Who made it?
Well, if you think about it, it was actually Triple H who done made it good. No, you fucking inbred, limey Brit cocksucker. No, Triple H took it and ran it into the fucking ground. New Bloodline case right there.
Jesus. It was so bad. New Bloodline was fucking awful. Awful. But, you gotta give props to, hey, it was Triple H that gave us great lace.
The right place at the right time for the WWE product to be revered again by fans, as Triple H was very much seen as the golden boy thanks to his booking of NXT, and for the most part his early work on the main roster as head of creative was incredible. The game put focus on lengthy
matches with no storylines in between.
Yeah,
what's not great about that?
Exactly, yeah, it's amazing, it's wonderful. It leads to record high, oh wait, no it doesn't, it leads to record low viewership. Viewership that Vince McMahon would have been roasted alive for if he was getting by these fucking assholes. But Triple H gets it, oh no, we're in a boom era, everything's great. No, everything's not great.
What did we say, even back in 2020, if Triple H were to gain control of WWE? He would turn it into NXT. And what is it now?
Right.
It's fucking black and gold across two brands. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Storytelling, and there was definitely a sense that the shows were being produced with love and passion. This was also felt by the talent, as talent across the board spoke out regarding how great the atmosphere was in WWE now that Vince McMahon had disappeared. This creative spark led to a massive surge of success for the company. Shows began to sell out left, right, and center. Celebrities.
And then people figured out that Triple H can't fucking book, and they're like, he sucks.
Right. It's like, great, the shows are selling out, but that's because Tony... What's the competition? What is the competition? AEW's dying on the fucking vine.
All this is a fresh coat of paint, and when people found out that under that fresh coat of paint, it was nothing but a thick layer of rust, they're like, I'm done. Yeah, that's what they don't realize, is that so many, like, they're taking credit for a very, very brief period where WWE had a resurgence before it quickly dropped down. At least with Vince McMahon, he was on top for a couple decades. Triple H was, like, on top for, what, 8 months?
Right.
Like, barely anything.
Well, and even then, we know who's on top in the religion, you know.
Yeah. He's wanted to get involved in the pro wrestling industry, and for the first time since the Attitude Era, pro wrestling was cool again. Unfortunately, for the first...
Dude! I'm so tired of hearing this stupid fucking narrative. If it's bad enough, we don't have these WWE cocksucker legends, veteran fuckers, always saying, oh yeah, this is so cool. We live in a cool era, cool is an attitude era. You know, if it's not bad enough we hear them say it, we got literally every British buttfucker saying this shit right now. Every single one of them is saying, oh, it's so popular. Everybody watches wrestling. No, they don't.
Well, no, they don't. Just again, like we mention all the time, but look at the ratings. The ratings will tell you, like, you didn't see this in previous boom eras where the ratings would, like, hit record lows.
Oh, but we got a 3.1 just recently. Yeah, okay. When's the last time you got a 6.0? Never.
Well, and a lot of that was for John Cena's heel promo.
Mm-hmm. They're putting all their shit on that. But even then, what's it going to be like after Mania? I can imagine 2.2, 2.3. It's not going to be looking good. I tell you that much.
3 months of 2025, something has happened. Whilst the shows remain sold out across the world, and whilst ratings and social media metrics remain healthy, the fan reception to the product has drastically altered. There's a strong portion of the audience who find themselves disgruntled with the product. But how has this happened? How has Triple H gone from having the fans...
Because they dared to push somebody who actually got fan response in the fucking arena. How dare they? Then all these fucking internet puro work rate dorks are all like, he's not a real fucking wrestler. Get him the fuck out of here. And it got to the point that Triple H was like, you know what? I was thinking about doing him for night one with Gunther. Now, you know what? I backed off. Now I'm just going to do Punk, Roman, and Seth because that's what the fans want.
And that brings up a good point, too. Like, outside of the main event, what else is there to care about?
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
So, like, who's to blame for that? The Rock? Did The Rock book everything else? No.
The mysterious WWE creative who's behind everything bad in WWE. Because it can't be Triple H. You can't put the blame on him. It's impossible.
The mysterious, shadowy WWE creative that's somehow not affiliated with Triple H, who runs creative. So.
I mean, and who would put any sort of blame on a champion right here like Cody Rhodes, who has done nothing but destroy the SmackDown ratings to irreparable damage that they have never recovered. You go from a champion like Roman Reigns, who's steadily getting 3.0 on the regular, to a guy like Cody Rhodes, who'd be lucky to get a 1.8 working with the top star. Usually it's like 1.5.
Yeah, this week was 1.4.
There you go, even lower. Even lower.
Good God.
On his side, to the fans turning against him just weeks away from the WWE's biggest show of the calendar year. A lot of the creative turmoil that is going on in WWE centers around WrestleMania 41, and it all started at the 2025 Royal Rumble. Jey Uso and Charlotte Flair weren't exactly popular winners of the respective Rumbles, and the YouTube dislikes spoke for themselves. When it came to Jey,
always listen to the fans, and that's the problem. That's the fucking problem.
Well, but even then, the fans weren't wanting Charlotte Flair. And, like, again, who booked this? Was it The Rock or was it Triple H? So if you don't like what's being booked, who do you blame? Oh, we blame The Rock because he's an asshole and he stole Cody Rhodes' spot at WrestleMania. Motherfucker, no. Triple H runs creative.
Oh, they're going to say, dude, look at the fact that Jey Uso, he won the Rumble. That's The Rock. Look at the fact that Charlotte won. She's buddies with Ric Flair. Ric Flair's buddies with The Rock. There you go. It's like, they always, they got the weird conspiracy theories about everything. We're the weird conspiracy guys.
Right.
Love
these fucking brain dead Euro smarks. They get the shit that they'll make any fucking excuse they can to be liked by as many people in the wrestling business as possible. Motherfuckers, they don't care about you. These wrestlers laugh at you, fucking Euro smarks. They don't care.
They think you're weird geeks.
Yes.
Whilst it was great that Triple H was rewarding a wrestler for getting over with the audience, the demand to see Jey as world champion and the demand to see Jey versus Gunther yet again just wasn't at the level he envisioned. It's like the Rumble sent everything off track, and since the backlash to the Rumble, Triple H has been scrambling from a creative aspect.
But I thought he was such a great booker. This is the guy who gave us the amazing NXT, yet he's scrambling with the shitty Royal Rumble winners that he chose.
Right. Well, and look at the thing with Io Sky. Just randomly out of nowhere, she's now the women's champion on Raw. Just to kind of make that triple threat make sense, he had to go ahead and do that. Well, here's the problem with that. Who booked this shit? It was Triple H who didn't plan ahead. Okay, if you want to talk about the segment with John Cena and what they're doing with Cody Rhodes, that's one thing. You could say The Rock interfered with that. What about everything else? Did The Rock interfere with the fucking women's title? Did he interfere with the women's division at all? The tag team division? No. That's all Triple H. Triple H did a bad job booking this.
Oh, they love that. They love that. That's the one thing. That's the one match that they want as the night one main event. These fucking smart nerds is they want Io Sky to main event night one, and Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. They're flat out saying these women are bigger stars than all the guys that are involved in the triple threat for the dudes. So
retarded.
They are retarded, but that's the thing, though, is Triple H gave into them. That's why he gave them Io Sky as a champion heading into Mania. He's like, I can't give them the night one main event, but I'll give them this. You know, it's like it's one of those I gotta keep them happy some way type of things. Sad.
It is.
When it comes to Raw, to Triple H's credit, the shows have been mostly solid. The 2.5-hour runtime definitely helps, and having Cody Rhodes, who is cemented as a face of WWE, appearing on the show really helps. A lot of the key...
Hold on a minute. Oh, these shows have been solid. They've been solid. Motherfucker, they've lost half their audience.
Solid shit is what they've been, man. Yeah. Come on.
Big solid chunk of shit named Monday Night Raw.
That's good lord. I can't wait to hear how John Cena's promo was... It was good, you know. It was good, possibly better than what Hogan did. Let's see what they say. I want to see how much they overkill this.
Key segments, such as John Cena's explanation for turning heel, have taken place on the show, and this has made the show feel like a major deal. SmackDown, on the other hand, has been a total and utter train wreck of a TV show. When the show was officially announced to go to 3 hours...
Let's
Who
blame
books
Road
it, you
Dogg for
fucking
that.
Eurosmart asshole? Who books it?
Road Dogg does. Let's blame Road Dogg.
And who put Road Dogg in that position? What's his name? Say it. Huh?
Voldemort of Pro Wrestling.
Can't say the name. Can't say the
can't
name.
Nope, impossible.
Fans had concerns. There was no need for the show to go to 3 hours, but if WWE or the USA Network insisted, then the show was going to need to utilize more underutilized talent such as Andrade and Carmelo Hayes.
And that's why they are in the position they are right now, is because best fucking 3 out of 5 matches with Carmelo and Andrade, and all these fuckers online said, oh, Carmelo and Andrade need pushes. No, they don't. These type of people would fucking open up main event back in the day, if they were lucky. If they were lucky. And the fact that they're supposed to be centerpieces on your fucking B show, fuck off. Stupid.
It is.
Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. The 3-hour editions of the Blue Brand have been exhausting to sit through, and WWE have allowed a subpar product to be hidden by rabid European crowds, and fans can see right through what WWE are trying to do. It was announced in early 2025 that Road Dogg was now the lead writer for SmackDown. Road Dogg's...
Gotta put the blame on somebody. Gotta put, not on Triple H. Gotta put the blame on the person who, the person who he hired.
This is fucking wild. It's like the mental gymnastics they do to not blame Triple H for anything. It's like, the creative is lackluster and it fucking sucks, but, and it's being masked by rabid Euro crowds, but, it's somehow Road Dogg's fault. Who the fuck put him there? Right. Who's responsible for everything that you see from WWE creative? It's Triple H.
You're going to see the blame. My prediction, I haven't watched this all the way through, but you're going to see the blame put on The Rock, Road Dogg, Brian Gewirtz, Bruce Pritchard. Everybody who they can put the blame on, they will, except for Triple H, because he's amazing black and gold booker that gave us classic bangers, and we can't ever forget that. And that's how it is. That's how it is with these guys.
It's a shame.
Track record for writing for SmackDown, well, isn't exactly great, as he was the man who oversaw Jinder Mahal's infamous WWE title reign. During this time, the show was seeing half-empty arenas.
Let's just remind you that Jinder Mahal's title reign got way better ratings than what they have now.
Well, not only that, but there was also this brand new company called AEW, and there was a lot of fans that were pissed off with WWE. So yeah, you were going to have half-empty crowds. But I will point out that, the record low ratings under Triple H. I will keep pointing that out because these assholes want to throw the fucking crowd attendance in your face, but yet completely ignore that less people than ever are watching it.
Oh yeah, because it's all a matter of perception. Because they're the type of people. These are the same type of people that will say ratings don't matter, but whenever Dynamite gets a 700K, look at what Dynamite got. Hey, or NXT got 800K. Look at what NXT got. Same people, same fucking people.
They are.
And Road Dogg spent most of his free time arguing with fans on social media regarding the quality of the product. Some fans on X have theorized that Triple H isn't involved in SmackDown in any capacity, and that's why the show has been so awfully bad.
That's why it is. Okay, because the almighty Triple H has not graced it with his great intellect and his amazing creative presence. Okay, that's why it sucks.
Well,
makes sense now.
So Road Dogg has been booking SmackDown for what, 2 months now?
About that, month and a half, something
like
that.
About that? Okay, so let's go back to December when Triple H was running SmackDown. November 29th episode when Triple H was booking it, 1.341 million. The week before that was 1.578, 1.234, 1.536, 1.428. It's like this. It's right in the fucking ballpark of where it was.
Yeah, it frustrates me that there's so much denial going on with this. Like, so much already early on. We're only 3.5 minutes in, and this is just blatant shit piece denial here. Good lord.
Whilst this hasn't been confirmed, it's evident that Triple H isn't a fan of the 3-hour product, and one of the first things he discussed when the announcement was made was how the show will eventually revert back to a 2-hour format. There's an argument to be made that the game is creatively burnt out, and it's easy to see when looking at the current...
Nah, you don't fucking say. He's been burnt out since he stepped into the role.
So wait a minute. So they're admitting right now that the game is burnt out. He's literally just said, "There's people saying that the game is burnt out." Okay, well if the game is burnt out, then why doesn't he just step aside and let other people take over? I think he kind of is. And he kind of is. But ultimately, what we're saying is, they all have the same mindset. They all love Dakota Kai. They all love Io Sky. They all love all these fucking Joshi overrated. And not just Joshi, wrestlers. We're also talking NXT whack and old, like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. They're all of the same mindset. So it's like you take out one, you put in another, it's the same fucking product. Look at SmackDown.
Well, it's the reason why the ratings don't change, because there's no stars.
No, it's the same, and it's the same vision for the show. It's the same NXT black and gold on the main roster vision that Road Dogg's going to have, the Triple H is going to have. It's all the same. It doesn't really matter who you put in there. You need somebody of a different vision to go in there and change everything. Brian Gewirtz is one. Here's another one. What about Grok? What about using AI to replace the writers?
Cheaper, a lot cheaper. Might be a blow.
Better.
Might be a blow to Triple H's massive ego, but it is straight up. It is way better, no doubt about that. So let's go.
Current state of the product. WWE are actively hiring new writers and producers, and this may be Triple H and TKO's way of shaking things up before there's no turning back. We're just a matter of weeks away from WrestleMania 41, the biggest show of the year, and fan excitement couldn't be any lower. Fans have expressed disappointment.
And
what does it
once
say
again,
about the booking?
Exactly. This is Triple H's vision for WrestleMania. And if what Zero was saying when he was on our show was correct, he isn't allowed to change any of the plans. So this is a plan that has been set in stone for a while that he's just now finally rolling out. So everything you're seeing here, this has been good to go. This has been part of his grand plan for a while now.
Yeah. I do think there's a little bit, touch and go with the whole John Cena situation. Like, Possibly. They definitely want John Cena part of course they do. But here's the thing, is that Triple H is booking everything else. Like, it's not just that one match that fans are complaining about. That's bad enough in and of itself. Everything else on the card that is and was booked by Triple H is fucking horrible. There's a total lack of a build. There's a lack of emotional investment in what's going on. So it's like, I completely understand why so many fans are shitting on it, as they should be. They should be calling out Triple H specifically for this shit, but you don't see it. Like, they're doing everything they can to not piss off their fans, because they know that their fans that are watching this, that would watch the original video of this, love Triple H. They don't want to see any Triple H hate. They've been conditioned to love Triple H.
Well, absolutely. Well, how crazy is it that we're 3 weeks away from WrestleMania, and me personally, I can only think of 4 matches between both nights. All I know of is the men's triple threat, the women's triple threat, Cody and John Cena, and Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. And that's it. I don't know anything else. Literally 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. Maybe there was more matches announced. Those are the only ones I saw float around on social media. This is awful.
It is.
WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year. You have no fucking build, no advertisement, no real meaning at all. You can't base nights on just a match. You have to do better than that. This is Triple H, man. This is what we get in the Triple H era.
I would just ask these smarts, how is the middle of the card being booked for WrestleMania? Like shit? Who booked it?
I would assume so. They get to see their bangers, He's probably going to book a very IWC friendly WrestleMania. I think this is going to be more of a Smarkamania than last year. Hate to say.
Yeah. It's
way it is.
With both the match card and the build, and there's a sense that WWE are going through the motions when it comes to what is supposed to be their signature show. The main event of night 2 is said to be Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE title. Without a doubt, WWE are hoping that the shocking Cena heel turn is enough to sell WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, well, you fucked that up by not having John Cena appear on Raw right after the fucking huge heel turn. So that was an immense fuck up on their part. Like, even if it's live via satellite, I know you can get Cody to go to Raw or SmackDown. That's not the big deal. Cena's a big star. Might be over in Hollywood, whatever. You telling me this fucker can't do a fucking Zoom call while he's on a flight over to Tokyo or some shit? Come on.
Wow. So I'm looking at something on Reddit right now. It says WrestleMania 41 is on track to be one of the lowest selling WrestleMania shows of all time. And they're posting a graphic from WrestleTix. It says available tickets 5,000 for night 1, 5,000 tickets available. This should have been sold out by now. Night 2, 3,224 tickets still available. Again, this should have been sold out like months in advance. They did last year.
I'm going to show a picture on the news that just shows how many tickets are still available. It's insane.
Wow.
It's insane.
Wow.
It's fucking WrestleMania, but you have to look at the fact too. For this WrestleMania, not only do you have the combination of the shittiest build of all time, one of the worst main events on night 1 and night 2 combined of all time, but then you have some of the most astronomical prices that WWE has ever charged for any WrestleMania ever. Oh, yeah. They keep on fucking gouging the fuck out of these nerds, and there's a lot of people that are willing to pay it, but they gotta look at their fan base. When you really niche the fuck out of your fan base like that, you take out a lot of the money, and what you have left is people that can barely afford to go to WWE.
Right.
A lot of these hardcore IWC people, they ain't rolling in the money.
That is the reason ultimately why Triple H is in the position he's in right now. Because with him in that position, he's making the fans happy, and the fans are more likely to spend their money. So they look at it like, if we keep him in this position, I'm talking TKO, if they keep him in this position, it's going to make the fans happy. They're going to want to spend money. The problem that I'm beginning to see is that fans are more and more beginning to shit on Triple H. We've been talking about it for weeks and weeks now. We're even seeing JD complain about the booking. That even he is saying that and when I saw the clip, my jaw hit the floor, that he wants soap opera in wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, we showed it, on WFBI. He wants a soap opera. He won't ever name Triple H as the person who's behind. He always has the same counter that WrestleMania does, What Culture does, all these other smart podcasters, WWE Creative. They can never say Triple H. They'll always put the blame on somebody else, Bruce, whoever it is, So let's see how dorky this guy can get on this.
And both Rhodes and Cena have done a great job in selling the match. Arguably, the match wouldn't...
Bro. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop it this soon, but they've done a great job on selling this match. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, we just got done saying, like, that one of the worst sold WrestleManias of all time, because you have a guy who's in the night 2 main event, the main event of WrestleMania, that can't even be there.
And the excuse is going to be, but look at the ticket. I promise you, the excuse is going to be, but look at the ticket prices. And my reaction to that is, we're in a boom era, right? Right. It shouldn't matter. It should sell out regardless.
Yeah, you should have fans just dying to get tickets, and that's the problem too, is I bet you anything, if they had like maybe some decent prices, you would get a sellout. But no, you're gouging the fuck out of people just because it's Vegas. They're already going to be tapped out doing hotels, accommodations, everything else that goes on with Vegas, casinos. You really think that they're going to have that much more money left over? Come on, man. Not a good idea, but... Let's see what we got here.
Have been big enough as a traditional babyface versus babyface matchup, yet the heel turn certainly takes the match to a whole new level. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for other key matches on the show. The world title feud between Gunther and Jey Uso has been uninspiring and lifeless. WWE attempted to build a match by having Jey squash Theory on Raw, and this led to a surge of backlash with fans.
He said it. Can you go back?
Go for it. Go for it.
He literally said, WWE. No, asshole. Yeah. Triple H runs the creative. Say his fucking name.
Jey squashed Theory on Raw, and this led to a
little bit further back, huh?
A little bit further back.
40, right there.
Okay, right there. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the same can't be said for other key matches on the show. The world title feud between Gunther and Jey Uso has been uninspiring and lifeless.
Further back?
Yeah. No, keep going, keep going. It's right there, yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
No, right there. No, keep going.
WWE attempted to build a match by having Jey squash.
There you go. WWE
Theory on Raw,
motherfucker,
and this led to a surge of backlash with fans.
Gotta blame WWE. WWE Creative is to blame, not Triple H. He can never be to blame. He's too stressed out, guys. He's got so much on his plate, guys. We gotta forgive him for this. This is somebody else's doing.
And these they're gonna say, but WWE has a creative team. Yeah, and that creative team is led by Triple H, asshole.
He's the filter. He's the new Vince McMahon. Put the fucking blame. If you can blame Vince, you can blame him.
Well, they need a new filter because this one's broken.
Stating that burying Theory isn't going to convince them that Jey should win the world title. Whilst Jey definitely has his supporters, the idea of Jey as world champion is a bleak reality for many fans, and all signs indicate WWE crowning Jey next month. The WWE Women's title will also be defended in a match between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, and the build to their match has been alarming. WWE...
It's been alarming because you put Charlotte in the fucking... I know, it's fucking disgusting. But the reason why is because they put Charlotte in this match when we were telling people from a long time ago that Charlotte should have not won the Royal Rumble. Should have not been put in the spot. We weren't voting for her. People think, oh, she's a conservative favorite. She's not a favorite of ours. We would not put this woman in there. And if anything, she exposed how bad she is in this feud with Tiffany Stratton. Triple H, he's to blame for letting Charlotte into the spot, but we also got to put some of the blame on Charlotte for completely shitting the bed and showing how terrible she is. She's going to be the SmackDown champion after WrestleMania is all said and done. And we could have prevented it. It could have been prevented. Tiffany could have still been champion. She could have used her fame to put over Tiffany. But no, Miss Ego over here has to have a 17th World Championship, because why not?
Exactly. And that's the problem, is like this is not building the future.
Nope. And Triple H is complicit in this. He's the same guy who booked Tiffany as a 50-50 mid-carder before finally giving her the title. But even then, what was the fucking point when you can see that Charlotte was going to be her challenger a mile away? We were telling people, like, as soon as Tiffany won the title, we were going to say, Charlotte's going to beat her at Mania. Yep. enjoy it while you got it. And this is, I'm telling you, Tiffany will not win this. I hate to say it.
No, probably not.
We have completely buried Stratton in the build, and their verbal face-off on SmackDown from Italy completely exposed Stratton. This is a scripted medium, and there was no reason for WWE to
expose Stratton. Seriously?
There was no reason for WWE. He can't say it. It's like they know that their fans will fucking lose their fucking shit and like send them death threats if they ever say Triple H booked anything bad. Oh my God.
Well, if anything, I saw those promo battles. Tiffany made her look like shit.
Yeah.
What are they talking about here? I'm so confused.
One looks like a star. The other one looks like, dog shit ugly. I'm sorry. Charlotte looks hideous.
Dude, what you have right here is you have something that doesn't even look human. It looks like it was made by some Hollywood special effects artists in the 1990s. It does not look human. And here you have a woman on the other side. It's a very drastic difference here. So, see how crazy this gets.
To make Stratton look as bad as they did. The only way they can rectify this is by having Stratton defeat Flair clean on the grandest stage. But with this being a Charlotte Flair matchup, a Flair win and another women's title reign wouldn't be exactly out of the question. The biggest non-title match on the card is the triple threat between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. And ultimately, this has been the most frustrating build so far.
Well, for one, let's talk about why this is the most frustrating build. For one, this match is only in the Night 1 main event because it is written into CM Punk's contract.
Right.
That's the only fucking reason this asshole was shoved into this main event spot. Because usually what happens with every single WrestleMania, the people who won the Royal Rumble, they compete for the titles. It's how it's been every single other WrestleMania just about. Mm-hmm. So over here, we have a match between Roman, Seth, and Punk. There's nothing on the line. Not even an Ula Fala. Nothing on the line. Maybe Paul Heyman's butt. I don't know. I don't know. But there's nothing on the line here. Seth Rollins and CM Punk have already feuded before. It sucked. They gave away they gave away the whole kit and caboodle on Raw before with Seth Rollins and CM Punk feuding. I know people are going to say, oh, it's a throwback feud. To what? No. One fucking match on Raw between CM Punk and The Shield? Give me a fucking break.
Right. I mean, and honestly, I hate to say this, but Roman Reigns should have been probably in The Rock's corner for that match, where he could have been used to get heat. The Roman Reigns, I hate to say this, does not need a match at this WrestleMania. He could have been in The Rock's corner. If Cody Rhodes ever went to the outside, Roman could have got heat on him, attacking him and all that. This match should have been between CM Punk and Seth Rollins, and then they could have gone into their backstory, and they could have explained why Seth Rollins hates CM Punk so much, and they really could have expounded upon that and explained it, and then really built it to get heat. But no, just shoehorn Roman Reigns in there, make it a triple threat match because we have to have Roman Reigns in a match. Because God forbid we come up with anything creative with them in the storyline. Oh, can't do that.
Hell, I say, you know what? Put him in an MMA match. I bet you Seth Rollins would beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, probably.
I would put money on Seth Rollins beating him, even in one of those fake Lion's Den matches. Even one of those, I think Seth Rollins could convincingly beat the shit out of CM Punk. Because CM Punk, we've seen him in the Octagon, he's fucking pathetic. He's worthless. But at least, like you were describing, while we've already seen that match before, at least there's build there. There's a story there. The two legitimately look like they hate each other, Right? Possibility, who knows?
And when CM Punk showed, what was Seth Rollins doing the night that CM Punk debuted back in WWE?
Go ahead.
Screaming at him. They were
Yep.
setting it up back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now he's screaming, fuck CM Punk and all this other stuff. So yeah, you could already see that they were planting the seed. So I guess in theory it does make sense as a spot. But that's the thing though. Make it for the number one contendership. Make it for something, like, put some spice on the line. Because what's the point of just 3 guys fighting? That's a Raw main event. It's not a WrestleMania main event. There's no juice to it.
There's no feud at all. It's just a match. It's just we're shoehorning 3 stars into a match because we decided that every card's going to have like 5 or 6 matches at most. So we want to feature as many people as possible. Oh, let's have tag team matches out the ass. Let's have triple threat matches out the ass because we can't be creative and come up with the storyline. No, it's you can't have everybody at Mania. Not every team can play in the Super Bowl. You got to pick and choose which ones you're going to debut or which ones you're going to feature.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, that's the thing too, is you really have to build your stars, and as we found with this WrestleMania build, there's barely any. If I would give like Roman, Cena, and maybe Orton, but even then he's facing KO, so it's like fuck it, whatever,
Weeks, WWE have had Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins come to the ring during an international broadcast and declare that the other top names in the feud aren't on the show, and they will be at a different show. This is negative booking and makes 0 sense. Why are WWE rubbing it in fans' face that they haven't spent a fortune on tickets and the biggest stars aren't even there?
WWE! It's WWE's fault!
Yeah, it's not triple... Oh my god. Like, I know I sound like a fucking broken record saying it, but my god, they can't fucking admit what the problem is. It's Triple H. That's the problem. Not WWE creative.
No, he's just this amazing booker, and we gotta, we can't even hold him accountable for all the business decisions. Maybe this is Nick Khan that's doing this, Maybe it's the evil Nick Khan that's making WrestleMania such a fucking shit card. Maybe it's his fault.
Or maybe The Rock is working in the weeds. Ooh.
With Brian Gewirtz's boy, and they're fucking up Mania and WWE for everybody else.
And they're gonna get that narrative going. Oh fuck!
I can't wait. I can't wait.
The 3 men would eventually face off on SmackDown from Italy, and fans were highly critical of the verbal interactions. The 3 men have had deep and interconnected lore and continuity, yet WWE...
Deep and interconnected lore. 1 fucking match on Raw. Am I kidding? Like literally, maybe 2 at the most. But all I remember was that 1 fucking handicap match they had on Raw where they pinned CM Punk. What's the deep lore there?
And people need to why are you picking on this one particular video? Because these assholes are influential. They create these videos, they get out there, wrestling fans watch it. This then taints the fucking their opinion of wrestling. They then perpetuate this fucking bullshit narrative. Oh, it's WWE creative, not Triple H. It's WWE creative is fucking up. It's WWE that's the problem. That's the problem that I have with this fucking video. Okay, this fucking WrestleMania's biggest problem from WrestleMania. It's like they are just as guilty as JD of perpetuating this narrative that Triple H is innocent. He's a victim. He's you can't blame him. It's WWE creative, the mysterious, shadowy WWE creative.
Yep, I mean, because Triple H, he's just too perfect. Why would he fuck up WWE on purpose? He's such an amazing saint to wrestling. He saved it.
What they say? They would say, but hey, fuck those banger takeovers. Yeah, and they sucked. They had no storyline going into them. It was just hard-hitting matches for no reason.
And injure your roster. What's better than that? Injuring your top stars for no reason.
We decided to ignore all of this and explain that Reigns' issues with Punk was the fact that he eliminated him from the annual Royal Rumble. Is that the best the WWE can do? This is surface-level storytelling and not strong enough for a match that is a strong contender to headline.
So now keep in mind that we've heard the rumors for the longest time that Paul Heyman was greatly behind booking Roman Reigns. And he really took the reins, so to speak, from Vince McMahon in booking Reigns. So if we have Triple H and Paul Heyman working together on this storyline, and they have this fucking nerd, he's not happy with it. What does that say about Paul Heyman's booking? About Triple H's booking? What does that say about all that? What does that say about the show that it's on? What does it say about any of that?
It says to me that the one person that they've been shitting on and blaming for all the problems in WWE and who built the fucking company is the same person who did a much better fucking job with Roman Reigns booking, created all the factions that these assholes care about. They love the Judgment Day created by Vince McMahon. They love Bloodline created by Vince McMahon. They everything that they love for the most part was created by Vince McMahon. They have just been conditioned to hate Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah, it's a Vince McMahon derangement syndrome. We
Exactly.
talked about it before. It's real. It exists, man, and it's very, very prevalent with these British dickhead smarks. No doubt about it.
Night 1 of WrestleMania. But in relation to the main event of Night 1, a healthy number of fans are pushing for Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley to receive the nod. The match has all the...
Healthy? You call those mentally ill fans healthy? Are you kidding me? These are the most psycho unhinged pillow fuckers I have ever seen in my entire existence of any fucking niche ever. They are awful, and you're calling them healthy? These motherfuckers are literally 2 weeks away from a fucking suicide note and smearing shit on the walls, okay? Don't you fucking tell me that Io Sky stands and Rhea Ripley stands and Bianca Belair stands are mentally healthy. They are not. Probably not physically healthy either. I mean, most of these fans are obsessed with food and penises. They're probably all 300 pounds and obsessed with cock. It's fucking weird.
Weird, man. Fucking weird people. And again, who the fuck is asking for a fucking slapdash thrown together triple threat match that nobody's going to fucking care about? The ticket sales show you the lack of interest.
It's the psycho IWC. They're the only fucking ones that want this shit. They're the only ones that want this intergender troon shit headlining WrestleMania. Only ones. These 7.6K motherfucking like people. The only fucking ones that want this shit. Oh.
Components for a classic WrestleMania match, and there's an actual logical, compelling storyline heading into the triple threat. Outside of the discussed matches, there are numerous wrestlers such as LA Knight, Sami Zayn, and champions from both brands without clear direction. And based on rumors, WWE could be replicating WrestleMania 2000 with the amount of multi-person matches set for the show.
Notice how they focused right on The Rock's face? They're subliminally programming you to believe that The Rock is responsible for this awful build to WrestleMania.
The Rock didn't book the fucking mid-card. The Rock doesn't have time for the Rock is too fucking busy running TKO and filming movies and doing all that other shit. He doesn't have time to book the fucking mid-card.
Right? He has power, yes, but it's like Vince McMahon. Vince only gave a shit about the main event. He didn't care about the mid card. He let Triple H book the mid card. That's why you saw these NXT fucks filling up in the late 2019s or late 2010s and early 2020s. That's why you saw that NXT influx of the mid card is because of Triple H. Vince tried to protect his top guys, but once Triple H took over, he rehired all the shitheads that Vince McMahon fired that weren't getting over on TV, all those NXT Black and Gold darlings. Triple H rehired them just so they could fail again. Isn't that great?
Yeah, great. Love it.
Now, while some would claim that the dislike for the current product is overblown, the product is a far cry from the 2023-2024 run that Triple H was on.
Who booked that photo that you just showed? The Rock is to blame for why wrestling sucks, yet he booked the best shit in 2024. Well,
just look at the viewership. Just look at the viewership. Look at the viewership. Look at the downward trend the viewership has been on. Look at the fact that Monday Night Raw on Netflix lost half their audience in a month.
The Rock booked the feud with Cody Rhodes. It was well known. Brian Gewirtz made it very well known that everything you saw with The Rock and Cody Rhodes, he was the one writing that shit. It was made very well known.
So shouldn't that mean that maybe, I don't know, Triple H should be taken off creative and replaced by Brian Gewirtz?
Or Shawn Michaels,
Or Shawn Michaels, sure.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
They seem to be making up plans as they go along, and a lot of the booking is frustrating and sometimes downright bizarre. The Rock's booking over the past 12 months has led to a lot of questions from fans. The Rock returned at Bad Blood in the main event, counted at 3, then dipped.
So I love it how they completely divert focus to the really shitty booking of the mid-card heading into WrestleMania to just The Rock and his personal booking when it's well known that this guy is the biggest name that WWE currently has, one of the biggest box office stars in the world. Currently a huge Hollywood star, has his own studio, head of TKO. What do you expect him to do? Appear every fucking Raw? Just be lucky that you get to see him when you see him.
He can't be everywhere.
They expect him to be like Jesus Christ, omnipotent, or omnipresent. He can't be.
I get the criticism of like he could at least record a video on his phone and post it. Sure, but that may not call for it where they're telling the story right now. They may bring that later on. I think they should have been doing that all along with the whole Cena turn, but. Again, like Triple H could be helping it out in some way. He's not, so.
Nope, not at all.
Soldier Sikoa would state that this was part of the plan, then it was never mentioned again. Is The Rock showing up, doing whatever he feels like, then going back to Hollywood? Well, that's what it feels like. And bizarrely, The Rock showed up on Raw in the Netflix premiere as a babyface, and then he stated that he and Rhodes made up off-screen. Now, this was really annoying to hear, as the two engaged in a blood...
Okay, I'll give this guy that. That was a very frustrating thing, and they're really... to me, there wasn't enough payoff. Even the whole "I want your soul, Cody," and then beating him up and getting John Cena, that wasn't a big enough payoff, for the ruse that we saw. So I'm with him on that, but he has to understand that that's one angle out of a whole entire show. Well, and look how much hyper-focus he's putting on it.
What I don't appreciate from this video is the dishonesty. Like, just the rampant dishonesty.
Gaslighting.
The fact that and he was even mentioning in the video that the mid-card sucks. A lot of fans are complaining about it. But now he's shifting it all to, it's The Rock, though. The Rock is ruining the main event of WrestleMania. That's not the problem. The WrestleMania main event in and of itself is not the problem. The problem is the rest of the card.
Absolutely. They're diverting. Straight up.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Absolutely.
Feud on the road to WrestleMania 40, and it made Rhodes look incredibly weak as WWE's top credible babyface by explaining that the two just made amends without any physicality. The Rock would then backtrack on this by stating that he wanted Rhodes to sell his soul to him at Elimination Chamber. This would turn out to be the catalyst for Cena's heel turn. WWE have yet to discuss the relationship between The Rock and John Cena, and there's been no mention as to what...
Look at the fact that when that happened at Elimination Chamber, that was the only thing that people talked about in wrestling for like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep. They're still talking about it.
But I mean, hot topic for 2 to 3 weeks. But yeah, you're absolutely right. They still are talking about John Cena's heel turn. And if anything, they're saying, okay, look how awesome it was at Elimination Chamber, and look how amazingly it degraded over time when Triple H took control. It was because if we're going to put fault where fault is due, it's obvious that angle was booked by Brian Gewirtz and The Rock. Very obvious. Very fucking obvious. Now, it's obvious that The Rock can't be there at every show. He's made that very apparent. Same thing with Brian Gewirtz. Who's there at almost every Raw? Triple H. Who's booking this shit? Triple H. So Triple H should be held directly responsible for the biggest angle heading into WrestleMania, shitting the bed. This is the same guy that said, it doesn't feel like we're at WrestleMania yet. Off of one match that shit the bed.
Right.
Off of one match that shit the bed.
And that's the problem, is like, and no one's going to call, like, we're going to call him out on it. Like, we're going to be like some of the only fucking people in the IWC that are going to call him out on it. But nobody else is. That's the problem that I have, is these big time YouTubers with over 100,000, like WrestleMania I think has like, what, over 400,000? They got a shitload.
Yeah.
They're creating this narrative that a lot of wrestling fans are going to buy, that, oh, it's WWE and The Rock to blame for this shitty WrestleMania. No, it's not.
Not at all. And it's obvious, like, through his narration, we're showing you the holes in the story. That he's lying. Dishonesty. He is lying, deceiving, he is gaslighting. This is bullshit.
It is.
What selling your soul really means in the grand scheme of things. WWE also used Travis Scott for the segment, and this has also been ignored in subsequent episodes of television. On this topic, The Rock had an interesting comment to make on the creative relationship between himself and Triple H during a WWE press conference earlier this year. Triple H loves this business. I've known him for a long time. He's doing a great job and I talk with him often. What I like about Triple H is he'll present me with something, I like it, we'll chop it up, and I'll present him with something else. What I like about Paul is, it's always been this way with Paul, even when we were wrestling. It's, hey, let's do something unpredictable, something that's bold.
Of course he's got to... You can't make this shit up. Of course he's got to put in a fucking Triple H puff piece. Look at this shit. Like, this is unbelievable.
And basically what it's saying is, oh, The Rock loves working with Triple H. No, what The Rock is doing here is he's being very diplomatic. Ever since he stepped in as a big part of TKO, we've seen him really amp up the professionalism. We've seen him amp up the diplomacy. And this is one thing he's tried to make known, is that, yeah, I work together with Triple H. Even during the post-press conference, he was letting it be known. Yeah, you know, I work together with Triple H and we make this happen. Triple H was even saying, yeah, collaborate. We do collaborations. So it's more so Triple H taking credit for what Brian Gewirtz is doing, you know.
My question is that why did this even need to be in? Like, how does this tie into the build to WrestleMania in any way, shape, or form? This Triple H love letter from The Rock didn't need to fucking be there.
It's the same thing with The Rock recently saying that he's good friends with CM Punk, you know, and telling off some fan online. He doesn't want any of the wrestlers to distrust him. He doesn't want any of the executives to distrust him or to take him back from what he plans on doing, if that is what he plans on doing. I think it's one of those things that people are looking at the fact they're looking at, oh, he's a buddy of everybody. He's just being diplomatic. He's doing his job as a top guy in TKO to just be professional, not shit on anybody that he works with. I don't blame him for that.
No, not at all.
And why is The Rock directly changing Triple H's creative? Yes, The Rock is on the board of directors, but Triple H is the reason that the WWE product is booming right now.
And he's charging the creative. Yeah, The Rock is getting involved with the fucking women's title scene, the mid-card, the fucking tag team matches. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking brain-dead Eurosmark. You liar. You fucking lie, and you know that you're lying. He knows what he's doing.
Did you hear the biggest rumor going around that The Rock is actually secretly booking SmackDown right now? That's why it sucks so much, is The Rock is booking it with Brian Gewirtz and Road Dogg. That's why.
How can that be? Because as this asshole showed early in this video, that The Rock booked that with Brian Gewirtz, booked that awesome feud segment with him and Cody Rhodes, getting bloody out in the rain. That The Rock was a major part of booking that and that feud. So The Rock can book great shit like that, but he'll ruin everything else. I call bullshit on that. I just think that Triple H mailed it in because he's either burnt the fuck out or he's just really fucking lazy.
Or he could be usurped real soon. Who knows?
Could be.
Who knows?
Could be. And he's like, hey, fuck it.
So,
I'm going to be out of here anyways.
I think that's a possibility, man.
I hope it is.
Why isn't he just leaving Triple H to do his thing? It's a weird dynamic, and it will be interesting to see how The Rock's involvement continues over the next few months. Potential internal issues.
So if you let Triple H do his thing, you would get Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa for the World Championship next year at Night 1. That's what you get when Triple H does his thing.
He's making it sound like The Rock is booking the entire card.
Right.
No, The Rock is booking the main event.
It's unbelievable how many people, how many low IQ motherfuckers buy this shit hook, line, and sinker. Crazy.
They don't even think, and these are the assholes that will call you stupid because you don't agree with them.
Right. I love it.
The hypocrisy.
Yep.
Issues aside, WWE can turn this around. They really need some solid weeks of television, and they need to deliver a universally acclaimed WrestleMania broadcast. The show needs to have iconic moments, and they need to set the tone for the next 12 months of their programming. Coming out of the show will be a huge test for WWE, as they need to stop relying on the fact that their product is perceived as a hot-ticketed event, and begin to once again deliver a product that is worthy of a substantial price tag.
They just need to clone Triple H, and that way they can put him on SmackDown and have perfect wrestling.
They need to put on a better product. No, how about Triple H, who books the fucking entire product? He needs to do a better job. He needs to put more effort into the storytelling. He can't, because it's not his specialty. His specialty is wrestler A versus wrestler B in a 20-minute who gives a fuck match. There it is. That's his specialty.
Terrible.
It is.
Tag. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling.
I think
you're a fucking lying cocksucker.
Snake oil salesman, gaslighting piece of shit that lies to your fucking fan base to get clicks and likes. You're fucking despicable. I thought your tweets were bad. Holy shit. It's my first time reviewing one of your videos. Good lord, what a British dumb fuck Eurosmark. Holy shit. Like, they're all like this. Are they cloning them? What, like, I thought that like what culture, like literally everybody sounded the same. This dude sounds like he's part of what culture? What's going on here?
It's why I call them they're all grifters. Like, they are all towing this fucking line, this narrative, because they think that this is what the vast majority of wrestling fans believe. That they look at Triple H as, oh, he's not the problem. It's WWE that's the problem. It's WWE Creative. Because we've been ranting on WWE Creative for over a decade now, so we have to still continue to do that. We can't blame Triple H, who now runs WWE Creative, for the shitty product. It's not his fault. He's just an innocent booker who's being horribly treated by WWE Creative, yet he runs the fucking creative team. Shit.
It is so frustrating how they cannot put the blame ever on who is responsible. Ever. Like, it is so difficult because I loved NXT. I cannot blame Triple H. Imagine having that type of mentality and mind state.
Yeah.
Fucked up, man. Fucking stupid, too.
And he knows that if he were to do a video like what we did about WrestleMania, blaming Triple H, I fucking promise you, with the amount of people that he has watching his videos, he'd be getting death threats.
Oh yeah,
I promise you.
He would be walled up, depressed, and not going online for a week or two. Yeah, no, he'd be fucked up, man. So super chats. Truth was saying Mark's solid equals what I like. Fuck all what you want. Oh, they have flat out said many a times, and there's a lot of wrestlers backstage that share this mentality. Fuck the casual. Casuals do not matter. All that matters is people that live, breathe, eat, and sleep wrestling. Those are the only people that matter to them, and they are diehard about this. They want more than anything for wrestling to be a niche. They don't want it to be cool or popular. They want it to be theirs. It's all mine. You can't have it.
Absolutely. And Cody Rhodes is on video saying, fuck the casuals.
Mm-hmm. Yep, straight up.
Even the wrestler, like we're not in an era anymore where like the wrestlers are cool and the fucking fans are nerdy. No, they're both nerdy.
Yeah, equally. It's sometimes the wrestlers are nerdier than the fans.
Yeah, look at Sami Zayn.
True. Speedball Mike Bailey. So,
God.
Dark Bullsy says sell out arenas, but that's only in foreign star venues. Says Bloodline storyline was great under Triple H when it was created by Vince. Says it's a boom era, but record low ratings. Right. The hypocrisy is you can literally point out something that he says every 10 seconds. Like if I really wanted to, I could stop every 10 seconds and we could have made this a 2-hour long video off of a 10-minute video with how much fucking time this asshole spends grifting. There's so many lies being told there. And even about the whole sold out arena bullshit, it's not a sellout everywhere. They're not getting sellouts like they used to here in the States, and even overseas, they're not getting sellouts like they used to because they're charging too much damn money. These people are okay going to WWE once every 10 years, but if you keep on charging that much, they're not going to go every year. Fuck that. They'll make it like a once a decade type of thing, once every 5 years type of thing.
But even then, with them charging more and more money, I thought the product was getting hotter and hotter. We're in a massive boom era. Like, why aren't people buying these tickets, even with the inflated prices that they're at now? Why aren't they buying them? Answer, because they have tapped that fucking market. They've finally begun to do what we've been warning about, where they're eventually going to run out of money to spend.
Yeah, it's what happens, especially when you have a shit product too with no hype, no heat. You're going to see that die around the world. It's going to take more than the India deal on April 1st to save them. They're really fucked in a lot of ways. They're just basically skating off the deals that they made through Mark Shapiro and Nick Khan. I hate to say. So, Bolsey said, remember, the terrible booking of Cody Rhodes. I think this video is a terrible rendition of it. Dude just jerked H off.
Yeah.
Well, that's what was so sad about it, is that even nowadays, when they're finally putting blame on Triple H, like a lot of these smart accounts are putting blame on Triple H for fucking up WWE and being racist and booking the women's division the wrong way and having a terrible build for WrestleMania, doing a bad job of booking Jey Uso, doing a terrible job of booking Tiffany Stratton, even Gunther, Cody Rhodes, when even the fans are going off about all this shit. And they have all these complaints heading into WrestleMania. Number one, they're fickle. But number two, it shows that you should not listen to them.
Well, and the problem that I have with that video, also, I just went and looked it up. It's got 202,000 views.
Oh, yeah. It was released not too long ago.
5 days ago.
5 days ago, yeah. That's why I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and cover this. Because it's going to reach a wide fan base. By a month's end, it's not feasible to think that it could get close to 750K. Especially heading into WrestleMania season, with people watching this and being influenced by this dipshit to think, it's not Triple H. It's actually and I can see them telling their dumbass friends this. Oh, it's actually The Rock. The Rock is responsible for the reason why WWE sucks right now. It's because he came back to wrestling. Could you imagine how awesome it would be if just Triple H ran everything and we would just have black and gold bangers on every single card and people getting injured and nobody getting over and shitty fucking promo battles and terrible segments? That'd be amazing.
It almost makes me wonder if some of them are bought off. I do think that some of them are scared to speak the truth, but I kind of wonder, like, who's being bought off under the table in all this? Because there's got to be some wheeling and dealing going on.
I think that more than ever, we live in a day and age of plants. There are more plants and more bots in pro wrestling than there has ever been. I mean, because back in the day, you would have a couple planted fans, like especially like during the DX segment where she flashes the audience. Triple H is like, hey, show your tits. She flashes her tits. Definitely plant right there. But like nowadays, I feel like plants are all along the front row. I think Minecraft shirt guy, he's a plant. I think
how do they have that much money?
Mexican Bailey guy, exactly. Plant. Brock Lesnar guy, plant. Front row tranny, plant. The Brussels John Cena kid, plant. Any sort of whore that you see as part of a storyline, front row bullshit, plant. Every time.
It's like they can fly to every show, but yet they never do anything to get attention or be offensive. They're being brought up because they're constantly seen in the front row. That fucking the green shirt guy with the stupid fucking hat, the fucking Mexican Bailey fan, whoever. Like they're talked about because they're seen all the fucking time. Of course they'd fucking pay to have them there, to have a plant there, and they've been caught doing this before. So I'm talking like WWE. They've been doing this like even when Vince was in charge. So it's nothing new in that regard. But yeah,
but it's even more prevalent now, guys. So thank you for joining us for this live reaction to WrestleMania's terrible video that they did. Join us over on the main channel for some news. NC?
JCN.
Peace out.